Let's see if my... Okay, it's working. No, it's not working. Oh, it is working. Okay. So hello everyone, my name is Jason. I'm here from Experiences in Channeling. And I just wanted to come on again just for a little bit of a talk and a bit of a channeling. Something that I'm kind of working through or dealing with. And I thought it might be useful for you guys to hear. Sorry, I'm clearing my throat here. So nice to meet you. Nice to see you again. In the background, you can see Experiences in Channeling. That's my site. You can check it out and see what I offer if you're interested. Okay, so in my last video, I forgot to mention Exodus, right? So why did I talk about Exodus? So the reason is because, well, my guides have been talking that there is going to be a great exodus, in the sense that people will be traveling to find their place, to find their tribe, to find where they fit in, and that is something that will be happening. So that plus, I bought a Bible. I'm not really, like Christian or anything like that. I was raised, in Christian church, but I'm not necessarily religious in that sense. But I just thought, oh, there's all this stuff that's people are talking about in the Bible. I thought I might as well read it. And so I got my Geneva Bible, 1560. It's the Pilgrim's Bible. It's the Bible it's before the King James Bible. And there's a little bit of difference in that. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But what I wanted to talk about is the story of Exodus, right? So I was kind of reading through a little bit of it. It's really like hard reading, and it's not like enjoyable reading for me. I hope that's not offensive, but it's just, I have my favorite writers, Murakami Haruki, and so if it's not really like that, it's like, well, I'm not really interested. So yeah, that's just my thing. But so the story of Exodus, right? So Moses was called to take the Israelites out of Israel into the desert, and for 40 years, right? And in that 40 years, this is the story. Everyone knows the story, right? He goes to the top of the mountain to get the tent. Well, first he goes up to get some commandments or something from God. He goes to the top of the mountain, gets something from God, brings it down. But then he sees all of the Israelites like worshiping Moloch, or the big old, what is it, calf. They somehow molded a great golden calf out in the desert with their hands, bare hands. Anyway, so that's the stories. Yeah, not much of a backstory there, but anyway, so they, and they were worshiping it, and they were doing all kinds of like stuff that you probably shouldn't do, and that, we would know better now, but they were just out there just going nuts, and it was like a big old, hippie. Well, I don't know. Okay, sorry, I'm not going to go into not a big old hippie, but they were just doing everything that we usually don't do in our normal society, right? And so Moses saw this, and he was like, whoa, that's whatever I just got from God is probably a little bit too much for them. They're doing this. I mean, they just need the basics. So he went back up to God and said, hey, God, hey, I need something a little more basic. And so then the 10 Commandments, right? So this is just my version of the story, so please don't take offense to it. But this is just my version of it, and so it basically comes back down. The important thing I want to focus on, though, that I'd like you to focus on too, is that the 10 Commandments are very simple. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife. All these different things. It's just like, why would you need someone to write that down for you? I mean, wouldn't that be obvious, right? Of course, like we know not to do these sort of things. And so it started me thinking, like, well, maybe this society at that time had become so convoluted, that it was so upside down, that they actually had to say these things, that people in this group believed that this was right, that the opposite of what we believe is right was right. And that's how convoluted everything got. And so they actually needed to be told, like, don't steal, it's not good, don't. And so it just kind of reverberates a little bit, or there's kind of echoes. I'm not sure of the right word, but yeah, it kind of relates to now, because there's a lot of stuff going on in the world, and a lot of people just need to be told, like, no, you don't do that. It's not good. It's not going to help you in the long run. So it's almost as if we are in a similar time where people just need to be like told, just the basics again. Like, hey, in order to be a good person, these are the things you do, and you'll find that your life will move a little bit smoother if you do that. So this is just my something that popped up in my mind about that, because it's just an interesting story. And why would such an obvious thing need to be told to the people? And maybe because they didn't know it. So this is just my take on it a little bit. I was thinking, in a sense, that maybe what Moses was doing was like a social experiment. And they needed to be out in the desert for long enough so that they could relearn how to be, just normal again. But that's just, yeah. Anyway, so but I wanted to talk about that, and then because it relates to the Exodus now, it seems to be really relevant now. Like, so there is this kind of Exodus. A lot of people are trying to figure out the life that they've been living up to this point. Like, it doesn't seem to work, and all of society is starting to shift and change, and so a lot of people are finding that they knew that they didn't quite fit in, but they're starting to say, well, maybe it's time to find my tribe or find the place that I fit in. Maybe it's time to find out what I'm really meant to be here. What is my divine calling? Not what society has told me, like I should do this, I should go to this school and do this and study this and become this and, get a mortgage and do all this stuff. It's like, that's not divine. Our divine calling is there with the natural talents that we have. We can use them to create and be happy. So whatever it is, we all have them. We all have our superpowers. There is no one without a superpower. Okay, so that's the first part of what I wanted to talk about. The second part is something that I'm kind of working through at the moment, and this is, so Halloween, Halloween was about a week ago, and I was thinking about Halloween and about the idea of trick or treat, right? And the idea of putting on a mask. So you go around, you put on this mask and you become whatever it is, I don't know if you're whoever you are, you're Darth Vader. Sorry, I'm showing my age, but Star Wars characters or something. Or you're an anime character, whoever you are. And then you go to someone's house, you ring the bell and you say trick or treat. So basically, give me something, or I'm going to trick you. I'm going to attack you. I'm going to do something that you might not like. And I thought, oh, what a parallel for our lives, right? This is what we go about our lives doing, right? So when we're not kind of in our divine purpose, when we're not doing what what we're called to do, what our heart is like crying out for us to do, please just draw that picture or plant that plant or play that music or sing that song. When we ignore that, we put on that mask and say, no, we are a member of this society, we are a functional member of this society, we have to put on this like poker face mask, and we have to go out and we have to say what everyone else is saying in order to protect this mask. Because once we take off this mask, then those people who are wearing other masks will not accept us within that society, and then we'll be kind of outside of that world. But so with these masks, though, what happens is it's a trick-or-treat mask. It's a ego. It's an ego world, because you have to protect that mask, and sometimes you have to do things that are not so nice to protect that mask, right? Because otherwise, then you would have to take it off. So in order to be this society person. And that's the world that we're living in. We're living in this trick-or-treat world. But once you start taking off your mask and you realize like you kind of like fall out of like that normal society, and you realize and you can see what's going on. But also the people that are wearing the mask can see you, and they say, well, we don't want to deal with that person. He's bonkers, he's just gone off the deep end. But you're able to kind of see all the different masks that people wear. But then you start looking for other people who are not wearing masks so that you can talk to them, because it's very difficult. It's very tiring to talk to someone with a mask, because you have to talk to the mask, and there's someone behind there, but you can't talk to them because they're not going to show it to you. You got to talk to the mask. And it's kind of like fruitless. It's like, what's the point? What's the point of talking? And of course, there is a point in talking. There's, you can get through to the mask. There's certain things you can say. It's just like our guides talking to us. I'm sure they think the same thing. Like, what's the point? This guy never listens. Like, come on, we're just giving him all the hints in the world, and he's just doing the same stupid thing over and over again. Same thing. So it's the same idea, but it can be very, so it's not fruitless, but it can be very, very tiring, and it can really sap all of your energy out. And so this relates to the Exodus. So people are going to start saying, I just want to be around people that are not wearing masks anymore. I understand that they got to wear their masks and they got to go through all this stuff, but I've taken mine off and I don't want to deal with this anymore. It's too much. And so, all right, so the point I'm getting to is that, so in your life, so just making it vague, but in your life, you might find people in your life that are wearing a mask, and that mask can be quite a it's it can be a mask that's not so nice, and this mask will attack. It's like a cornered animal mask, and so it'll just attack and attack and attack. Whatever it sees, it'll attack. And but you can see behind the mask. You can see that there's something there. That everyone's made of love, and so we're all just wearing these masks. And but so you understand it, but you're also being attacked and you're being hurt by those words. So what do you do in that situation, right? So, and I was thinking of all kinds of different things, and this is my question that I want to ask the guides today. So what the heck do you do in that situation? I mean, I know that you forgive and you try to understand, but when you're really hurt, when it hurts, like really really hurts inside, and it's just like, wow, that just, because the people with that mask, they know all the right buttons to push to really hurt you, because I think they understand with the mask. They know, this will hurt, and this will hurt, and this will hurt, and this will hurt. And so with that mask, I don't know what the name, maybe we should come up with names for all the different masks, but that mask is the mask of projection, so that they will take all of their pain, and they can see what causes other people pain, and then they'll just project it out onto you. And so you'll be attacked, but if you're trying to be a forgiving person, trying to be a good person, it's really hard. Like, what do? Do you lash back? And then when you lash back, it's kind of like spiritual warfare. You're not going to win, and you're not going to change anything. You're not going to help anything. It's just going to end up as, you might get through to the person behind the mask a little bit, but then they'll go right back and put the mask on, because it's not your job to tell someone to take their mask off, right? It's not my job to change people. It's my job to just try to be who I'm supposed to be, who I'm meant to be here. And everything on this world, right, is a lesson, right? There's the Course in Miracles, there's a lesson that, so everything is a lesson that God would have me learn, right? And so there's a lesson there. So I don't know exactly what it is. Maybe it's something to do with projection. Maybe there's a part of me that's like that, and that's showing that to me, that somewhere deep inside of me there was something. I know that when I was younger, I used to be very like a cornered animal. I had been, kind of attacked a lot. And so I built this kind of like, exterior so that people wouldn't approach me. So to be unapproachable. But that's something that I've kind of let go of. I've tried to let go of that. And that was a difficult process, taking that mask off. So what do you do though in this situation? Like, because you do get angry, you get upset. It's like, why? I was, life can be difficult enough, right? Life is rough, and every day you're going through this. You're in this crazy third dimensional world, and then when someone intentionally will push or try to attack you, it's just like, come on. And then where it's coming from, but it's like, what are you supposed to do? Like, I wish there was like a magic word I could say that like just turns it off or something, but there isn't. There's not. It's not that simple. This is part of our world. So anyway, this is my question to the guides. So guides, and I think this might be helpful for you. If not, sorry, but so here we go. So guides, what do you think? What's your answer to this question? Yeah, we're here. We are that one that you know of as Yeshua. And this is a beautiful question. This is something that all of you have to deal with down here. This is a very, very pertinent question. And we would say that the answer is love. And this is not the answer that you're looking for, but that is the answer. That is the only answer. Now, but when we break down what is love? Love is, yes, you are understanding this entire situation. You understand that you cannot change another person. The only thing that you can change is yourself and the way that you see the situation. So there are a few different things that you can do in this situation. First of all, the anger that you feel, you let the anger come. You have to let the anger out. You can't repress these emotions, as you understand. Repression of emotions is a very dangerous things. Your emotions are very powerful. You have to let them out. The anger is normal. This is part of being a human. You have these emotions. You don't have to let the anger out at this person, but you have to let it out somehow. You have to express it. First, that's the first step. The second step that you have to do is to shift your focus. How can you shift your focus in this situation so that that you will not be attacked anymore? And we will say that one of the ways that you can do this is by getting out of the situation. You see, you have the ability to change yourself. You can also change the position that you're in. You can change it so that you're not in that position anymore. So it's very important to understand that you have free will in all situations. So if you are remaining in a situation where you are continually being attacked, this is your free will. You have decided to do this. And so this is the lesson to you. Why have you decided to remain in a situation in which you're continually attacked? What is it that's keeping you there? What is it that you haven't learned yet? Why are you afraid to not be in that situation anymore? This is the advice that we would give you. Because as you know, all you can do is change yourself. And you also, the other point of this is understanding their backstory. Where did they come from? How did they become like this? What is the story that took them from a small, beautiful baby, small, beautiful child, and turned them into this, what you might think of as a monster? And what happened along the way? Something very horrible must have happened to them in their story, that they've had to put on this horrible, horrible mask because they're so afraid of taking it off. They're so afraid of being hurt that they have to put on this horrible, horrible mask. And so this is something to understand as well. Once the anger subsides, once all of that subsides, then you can look at that person and you can give them a blessing. You can give their higher self a blessing. You can say, I bless you because you're made of love. And I see that you've gone through so much. You don't have to tell them this. You can say this in your heart. And this is something that you can do. And this will help you as well. All right. So that's what I was kind of expecting the answer to be. Yeah. So another aspect I wanted to say about these masks is that it's kind of like possession, like people being possessed by, like the exorcists kind of thing. It is like possession, right? Because they are possessed by this thing. They can't take it off. They have to remain in character. And even though you know that there's a person behind there, they're made of love, they remain in that character. And I was thinking, like, maybe I can, like, I don't know, like you can talk to the person behind them or something like that. And I was hoping that that answer would come up, but it didn't. Oh well. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to share that. I hope you guys are hopeful, and hopefully I'll see you soon. So ciao for now.